Coach, would you have thought 56-7 before this game? Are you kidding me?
Well, I don't think you ever think about the end result like this, but I knew that our kids were really, really amped up to play. Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, in my 34 years of coaching, I've never had to calm kids down on a Tuesday or Wednesday. And we had the off week, and we did some fundamental things. We only went for about an hour a day and worked on the phase of the game each day. But Tuesday and Wednesday this week, we actually had to calm the kids down. And those were usually very rough days. And we had to calm them down because they were so amped up to play. And by calming them down, we had to get off the contact because they were going to kill each other. They were going to hurt each other. So, yeah, I don't think you ever expect an end result like this, but, I knew we were going to play fast. We're very, very focused on a week of practice and very, very proud of this group of kids.
I'll get to the offensive numbers here in a minute, but I want to talk about the defense first. If you take away the one big play, which I know you're probably a little upset with, the 63-yard run, Elder ran 50 plays for 118 yards. I thought the defensive line, the defensive backfield linebackers, to a man, I thought they played fantastic.
Well, again, that off week, we got more comfortable at safety, and those kids have a lot of confidence now, and our linebackers needed to make some adjustments in their pass drops and things like that. Coach Swabak and his staff really did an excellent job, and I got after those. We had backups in there when they made that long run, and I got after their rear end. That's inexcusable. You don't do that at Trinity High School. So we got in their stuff pretty good, and I felt like those kids responded, and that happens when you have backups in. But then again, that's why I think we're in the position we're in, because we get those kids in games and they do that. And their kids were playing hard too, but we hated giving up the touchdown, but very, very proud of our defensive effort and in our entire squad. They did a great job.
I thought Jason Hatcher, Adam Berry, we talked about Adam Berry a little bit off the record before the game. They were in the backfield all night long making plays, and we really couldn't ask any more of them.
No, everybody. The defensive backs punished the receivers when they did it. We knew they were going to get some catches, and they punished the receivers. I thought the linebackers stepped up. We had a fantastic pass rush, great game plan, and again, it was a great effort. But, again, when that offense puts points on the board, that defense they get even better. They like playing with the lead.
Dalen Dawkins went for 120 some odd yards, and he was your second leading running back tonight. He and Garrett Sauer both with 2 touchdowns. And Garrett Sauer, my gosh, what team would he not be the #1 back for? You couldn't get any more out of your backfield.
Well, Garrett is a kid that we moved him to defensive back last year because he's a great worker. He works his tail off, and he's one of those kids that doesn't say a lot. We got his confidence up, and we moved him back to running back this year, which is where he originally was as a sophomore. And he's just a pleasure to coach, as well as all of them. You look at Dalen did a fantastic job, and then in comes Garrett, and then we go with Teddy Kazunas, and we go with our little freshman in there, and he scores a touchdown in the pit. How exciting is that? But again, they had some holes to run through too. Those guys up front did a great job.
That's what I was going to say next. There were a couple times, at least early on, when we had 3rd and short, you put in the I formation, and you basically said, my offensive line is plenty good enough to get 1, 2, 3 yards, and every time the offensive line got it done.
Well, we go with Deshaun Bertram at fullback, and that's a nice wide body to run behind. But again, Dalen puts his head down, and he understands, there's no time to dance there, and those guys up front did a great job. I think one of those was a 4th and 1. And I said, we're going to go for it, and if we don't, I trust our defense. And so, again, it was a great effort, and we're going to enjoy the heck out of this one, and then we go into St. X land up in Cincinnati next weekend, and we know what that's going to be like.
I'll see you back here in the Queen City in 7 days. Enjoy this one, and good luck next week.
Thank you very much.